Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Alabama Crimson Tide Dynasty. And we're looking over some bowl rankings because we are no longer a part of it. Well, we are, but not in the way that we would like to be. So it looks like the national championship is now between Texas and Fresno State. Of course, if Texas can win the Big 12, which they should. But here's a look at the SEC standings as well. Tennessee, once again beats out South Carolina by just a game late down the stretch to get themselves in a position to play us for, I think, the fifth time in the SEC Championship. We went for 4 straight years into the SEC Championship game. Last year was the first time in those 4 years that we didn't play Tennessee in the SEC title game. We played Vandy, another team from Tennessee, but not the Tennessee Volunteers. So Tennessee's finally made it back. And last year, they're having a similar season. Last year they went 8-5, and this year they're now 8-4 heading into this game, so we were probably going to hand them that fifth loss if we can help it. But Tennessee's had a weird year, man. They started off with back-to-back losses to Arkansas State, of all teams, and Pitt. So 2 very weird losses to take at the beginning of the year. And then they would kind of restabilize and pick up some games. They would get blown out by us in a regular matchup, our rivalry game in the middle of the season. And then, of course, work their way down to an SEC title appearance. So by beating South Carolina, it was one of the games that they did win. And they actually kind of beat up on the Gamecocks by quite a bit. I think it was 34-13. So Tennessee's been a weird team. It's a weird situation that they find themselves in heading into this game. And looking over the roster, they have one of the better rosters I've written down for these games. So it might just be a coaching situation, might be a coaching problem. I don't know. Maybe Tennessee needs to make a switch. I'm not entirely sure. But now that we are out of the BCS picture here, it is, I guess, this is all the marbles for us. This is really the big thing. So I'd like a big thing for the Sick Naven era is if we're not going to at least win the BCS national title, we need to at least win the SEC. And that needs to kind of be, one of the pillars of us of being here at Alabama is we need to win the conference almost every year, if not every year, if we're not winning the BCS. So that quest starts right now as and J.J. Wright is already getting something started here, or at least trying to get something started here. He's already been pretty productive so far in these early drives, but trying to get something working here. So on 2nd and 14, Jesse Allison drops back to pass, dumps it off to Thomas Samples. Thomas Samples with a stiff arm getting into open field, and he's finally going to be brought out of bounds, but not before picking up quite a bit off of that initial little catch there. So making stuff happen after the catch. So on a 3rd and goal here, Tennessee's defense putting up a fight here, and Allison's pass is batted down in the end zone. That was a kind of a big mess. I don't even know where Jesse thought that was going to go, but it was completely batted down. And so now bring out Mr. John Bellamy to try and nail home this field goal to take an early lead over the Volunteers, and he does. So 3-0 is going to be the score here after quite a bit of time has expired in the first quarter here. So both offenses struggling to strike early, but we finally do. But Tennessee, plenty of time still to answer back here in the first quarter. And on 2nd and 10, their quarterback, Michael Adams, back to pass here, and he dumps it off and finds an open man. And now it is a foot race across the 20 and inside the 10 before he is brought down. I couldn't get a clean look at the number to see what receiver that was for Tennessee, but their quarterback was able to dump it off, and it looks like it might have been Broderick Bridges. And then on the very next play, it doesn't matter because Marty Ellison, the junior fullback, is going to find plenty of open room up the middle and get into the end zone for Tennessee's first touchdown. So Tennessee now taking the lead here late in the first quarter, and on a 3rd down, Jesse not really sure where to go in the pocket, dumps it over the DB's hands into Scotty Mitchell's hands, and we are going to extend this drive here, and not only extend the drive, but get across the 50, and now get a little bit of new lease on life on that drive. But the first quarter is going to come to a close, so the conclusion of that drive we will have to see in the second quarter. So we work it inside the 20 here. The play fake is bid on, and Allison able to dump this one off to Thomas Samples in the end zone, who was well covered, but that DB for Tennessee wasn't really sure where to look. Bro. I don't think he knew his butt from a hole in the ground because he was just completely out there. He was blanketing Thomas Samples, but didn't want to make a play on the football, and that is on him. So 10-7 is now your score. Tennessee with a 2nd and 11 here across their own 35. And another deep pass from Adams all the way to Bridges is going to give Tennessee a new surge on offense here as they look to even up the score or at least take a lead now. So 3rd and 2 for the Volunteers. And on a run play now, they're going to try a short yardage here to Roger Youngblood, and he's going to get snuffed out almost immediately. We had some pressure in the backfield. as Dominic Witten, the junior, was able to get into the backfield and snuff out Youngblood. So on a 4th and 4, Tennessee's keeping the offense on the field here. Adams steps up into the pocket, and a complete mess of players, a whole rat king of players on the left side of the field, and somehow it's Broderick Bridges who comes down with it. I have no idea how, but that's just how it works. So 3rd and 6 now for the Volunteers inside the red zone, and Adams dumps it off quickly here for another quick catch, and it looks like that might have just been enough here to get a first down for the Volunteers as Broderick Bridges continues to produce for the Tennessee receiving corps. So 2nd and goal here. Adams takes a quick step back here and fires into the end zone. It's going to be picked off by who else but Dominic Witten. So Dominic Witten here getting himself involved in this game. We haven't called his name really ever, but here he is getting himself involved in the SEC title game. So hey, we will take it anywhere we can get it. We love that. So under 2 minutes now, we're going to try and capitalize off of that mistake here from Tennessee with just a minute and change left to go, and Allison's going to hit Max Price, the sophomore, across the middle for a nice first down. This drive will continue here close to a minute. Allison back to pass. Again wants to go across the middle, and I don't even know if that ball went where it was supposed to go. It looks like Thomas Samples was supposed to maybe catch it, but Jody Quinn just one-arm grabs that one out of the air, so we will take it. So fast forward to a 2nd and 18 after a negative play, and Allison deep shot bomb to the end zone to find Jody Quinn for another Crimson Tide touchdown, and now we have kind of opened up the lead a little bit here. It's still pending the extra point, just a 10-point lead at the most, but 2 possessions over Tennessee is something I feel we can maintain, but we still need to be sharp on offense here as the first half comes to a close, holding on to that 10-point lead over the Volunteers. So we'll see what Tennessee's offense cooks up in the locker room in between the intermissions here. So early in the 3rd quarter now, and it's Youngblood, the running back, getting to the outside. Spin move, throws 2 guys out of their shoes, and now it's a foot race again across the 30, across the 20, inside the 10, and he's finally going to get brought down. And I believe it was C.J. Bennett from across the field who had to come and make that touchdown-saving tackle, but not before Youngblood could get inside the 10 and give goal to go for the Volunteers. So Adams on the run here, but he dumps it off quickly here and we don't have that receiver written down. I think I forgot to write down their tight end's name, but that is their tight end, so he's the one who got it. So Tennessee does answer back here. Now a 3-point game once again. Allison, he wants a deep shot, and he's going to find Thomas Samples once again, who's continuing to have just an amazing MVP caliber game in the SEC title game, man. Thomas Samples is really stepping up here late in the season and getting himself called quite a bit. So now goal to go here from about the 10-yard line. Allison faking the handoff. Plenty of time to throw here. Dumps it off quickly to the corner of the end zone, and who else but Thomas Samples, completely all alone in the corner of the end zone. I don't know how you guys keep leaving him that open, man. He's been the one torching you all game, and you still somehow find a way to leave him completely booty butt naked in the back of the end zone. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. So now we extend the lead back to 10. Tennessee not able to do anything with the football, so we're back on offense across midfield. Allison, plenty of time to throw in a wide-open Scotty Mitchell along the sideline, and he was able to turn up field but not able to stay in bounds. So we will take a first down regardless. Anything we can get from Scotty, we will happily take and enjoy. So 1st and 10 now for the Crimson Tide from about the 26-yard line of Tennessee. Allison dumps it across the middle to Jody Quinn, who gets spun out at the line to gain. I think he was short, though. I don't think he's going to have it. So, but we are really spraying the ball around. Jesse Allison's finding anywhere he can get it. So, and at the bottom line, you saw Texas beat Missouri. Missouri was 6-6 heading into the Big 12 title game. It really, wasn't much of a game. So Texas is definitely going to the BCS national title game, as if that wasn't going to be obvious. And we are going to add more points here as Jesse Allison finds an open receiver in the end zone. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Scotty Mitchell's side, so I'm going to assume it was Scotty Mitchell. But we'll get another look here on the replays. Jesse Allison's just laying up these deep shots, man. And it was Jody Quinn. Jody Quinn's getting another touchdown in this game. So, yeah, all of our receivers just completely producing how we need them to. So we've once again kind of busted open the lead here, 17 points over Tennessee heading into the 4th quarter, but still plenty of time for the Volunteers offense to catch back up into this game. But not when they're doing things like that, as Adams, the senior, cannot connect. So keeping the offense on the field, they're 4th and 10 because it is do or die time for Tennessee in this must-win game. Adams under pressure here, throws it off his back foot rather, and that is going to be caught. So Adams able to extend the play here and find an open man anywhere he can, and that is going to extend the drive here for Tennessee and now get him across midfield. The play fake is bid on, man. We had guys in the backfield immediately. We blitzed like 2 or 3 guys and had him in the backfield immediately, and they all bit on the play fake. No one was smart enough to snuff that play out. And so Adams was able to find Broderick Bridges for another completion. And look at this, man. We had guys in there immediately, man. Isaac Tyler was inches away from getting to Adams. But nope, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. So now 1st and 10 in the red zone for Tennessee. Another opportunity, prime opportunity. Once again, the play fake completely bit on. We had guys in the backfield. So we were getting a ton of penetration up front on Tennessee's offensive line. But just Adams is I don't know. I don't want to give him credit. I mean, our defense the IQ is not there. We're just not able to sniff out these play fakes. And Adams is just athletic enough to get out of the pocket here. So it is a rough turn of affairs as now Adams caps off this drive with a touchdown pass and with his gross linebacker face mask. I was wondering if the game would ever RNG, would ever randomly generate that face mask for a quarterback, and they have. So, funnily enough, another short yardage situation for Tennessee on a 4th and 1, and they hand off to the fullback who just barely picks up the first. And now Tennessee, under 2 minutes, has to move quickly here if they want to get back into the game. So on 1st and 10, Adams dumps this one off here to the tight end again. I think his name is Bacon. I honestly think his last name is Bacon. And it is Bacon. His last name is Bacon. So he's going to get the first down for Tennessee as he's been working quite a lot in the second half. And Tennessee once again moving with tempo. Again, 1st and 10 just now across midfield. And Adams dumps another short pass off. And that one's going to sail into the grass, or rather the turf. And that will at least stop the clock for Tennessee. But now, fast forward to a 3rd and 10. Tennessee down to the last option or two. Really got to get the ball moving any way possible. And Adams, deep shot downfield. And it's caught once again for another touchdown for Tennessee. As I believe this time, that was Mo Vaughn, the sophomore for Tennessee, who was able to haul this one in and get a touchdown for the Volunteers in a very, very clutch moment. They absolutely had to have it, and they did, in fact, get it. So that's going to be brutal for us here now as Tennessee's back within 3. So here's the onside kick. This is essentially the game right here, and Tennessee's able to recover it. And it's Mo Vaughn again, who just had the touchdown. He gets the onside kick. So, and that was a genuine one. No flags or anything. That is a genuine onside kick. But already it's 3rd and 14 for the Volunteers. Our defense is trying to win this game any way possible. And that pass is completed, but is way too short here as Adams finds Bacon for maybe a handful. I'm not sure, but so now it's going to be 4th and 8 for Tennessee. Time is still ticking away here. The decision's got to be made all the way down to 50 seconds. Adams down to his last option here, rolls out to the left, throws it to the right, and that pass is going to be broken up by Isaac Tyler, and it's going to fall to the ground safely, and we are going to be able to take victory formation. We're going to have to escape out of Atlanta with the victory over Tennessee, man. Escape out of here. We blew them out in the regular season 18-42. We blew them out, and for some reason, man, we've just been playing sloppy football down the stretch. I don't know what it is. I don't know if Sick Naven was losing these guys, losing this specific locker room. I don't know what it is, man. We played some sloppy football at a lot of points throughout the year, man. Our first game of the year against Washington was sloppy. We looked really bad against LSU. We lost, you know what I mean? And we looked really rough just in points of the year. Now this game, really capping that all off. And look at that, man. We had the exact same amount of offensive production as Tennessee, 421 yards apiece. So we can't even really hold our heads up high and say that we really outplayed them. Tennessee was able to kind of catch up here and close things off here and really kind of match what we were doing in the second half, or late in the game, really, just the 4th quarter. But like I said earlier in the game, I think a 17-point lead or a 2-possession lead is enough to kind of keep Tennessee at bay, and I was kind of right in the end of the day. Once we got to 31-14, there really wasn't much of a threat that Tennessee would beat us, but they did come close, man. They definitely utilized the time that they had, and we can't really kind of rest on that. Allison had a pretty solid game. J.J. Wright, once again, not producing much. Max Price, man, and Thomas Samples, 2 unlikely names from this class, man, and Jody Quinn and Scotty Mitchell, kind of the afterthought, man. It's weird thinking that these are the last games for some of these guys, and they're not really producing like we thought they would down the stretch, and maybe that's the problem. So Jesse Allison wins quarterback of the year. I think this is the 3rd time we've won it. I think Carlos Cobb won it, Stephen Bentley won it, and now Jesse Allison's won one. So we've got a few of those trophies in our trophy case. Sick Naven knows how to develop a quarterback, I'll say that much. But that's where the awards are going to stop here, and we grab another conference title. I think it's our 5th straight, or 4th or 5th straight. I have to flip back through the notes here, but I feel like we don't lose it anymore, so that's certainly how it feels. And yeah, this is our 5th straight SEC title here. So out of 8 seasons, we've won the SEC 5 times, and that's going to be good enough to get us into the Sugar Bowl once again. It's time to play Florida State. So last time we were in the Sugar Bowl, not for the BCS title, it was against Miami, and now we're going to be playing the Florida State Seminoles for the first time in the series. So it's always fun to play new big programs. If you're a Florida State fan, you're finally going to get to see your team. So hope to see you guys in New Orleans when we're in the Sugar Bowl again against Florida State.